Greetings everyone, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. That's right, it's Wednesday. New release day here on the channel. This new album coming out officially on the 2nd, so just a couple short days from today. It is their 13th album overall and first new release from them in 14 years. They've been away for a while, at least from releasing albums. They've played live sporadically here and there, but the band is kingsx. The album is 3 Sides of One. Okay, so let's take a look at this here, shall we? InsideOut Records, as you can imagine, right? Of course, there are the guys there, right? Jerry Gaskill, Ty Tabor, Doug Pinnick on bass, drums, and guitar. All of them sing. There they are, hanging out in the studio. Let's just pop this disc out of here so you guys can take a look at all this cool stuff, right? So yeah, a long time in the making. You know, we've had, they actually were fairly prolific in the early 2000s. You know, Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous, Manic Moonlight, Black Like Sunday Overtones, 15, right? All of that kind of came within like 8 years and then nothing till now. And of course, you know, best wishes to Ty Tabor, who I know has been dealing with some medical issues right now. So hopefully, Ty, everything goes well. You know, we've seen some solo albums from Ty. Doug has been involved in all sorts of projects. So it's not like these guys have not been busy playing music. They just haven't done a lot together, right? So let's take a look at the booklet. Of course, got all the lyrics and stuff, more pictures, studio shots. Anything else here of note that I should mention? I don't believe so. Yeah, so kingsx is Doug Pinnick, vocals, 4-string bass, 12-string bass, Hammond, C3, Wurlitzer, piano, percussion. Ty Tabor, vocals, electric 6-string guitars, electric and 12-string, acoustic 6-string, Griffin guitar, baritone guitar, group percussion, and Jerry Gaskill, vocals, drums, all percussion, and group percussion. All right, a couple of folks guesting on here on cello, violin, backing vocals, and percussion, but that's about it. You got some strings on here. So how is the album, you might ask? So if you're watching this video and you've never listened to kingsx before, well, kingsx is kind of a hard band to kind of pigeonhole because they don't really sound like anybody else. They're a hard rock band. They're not really a metal band. They're not really a prog band, but lots of people have always called them a prog metal band. They have lots of funk in their music. They have lots of pop sensibilities. They're big fans of the Beatles. So, you know, you get this kind of weird mix of like this funky rock, alt, pop, whatever you want to call it. A lot of great albums. You know, I am late to the game with these guys. I just kind of ignored kingsx for many, many years. They just never really did anything for me. But in the last like year or two, I've really started getting into the band, and I enjoy most of their catalog now. So 3 Sides of One comes out. Got 12 new tracks on here. One of the first things that I noticed is that, well, first of all, I'm not nuts about the cover. I kind of like the back a little bit better. I think this would have been kind of cool to see with the logo and whatnot, but I don't design these things. So the first track that they released is the kickoff track, Let It Rain, which I like a lot. It's kind of moody, kind of catchy. Then you got these big kind of doomy riffs that kind of pop in and out. Good chorus. I like Let It Rain. I know a lot of us, when we first heard Let It Rain, we were all like, kind of like, oh, it's a little mellow, kind of moody, but the more you listen to it, the more it's like, yeah, it kind of rocks in spots. I really like Let It Rain a lot. I think it's really good. Then you got the moody, once again, Flood Part 1, which I like. Then Nothing But the Truth is kind of mellow, kind of ballady, kind of soulful. Good vocal from Doug. Doesn't really do a lot for me. Give It Up is good. That's more of an up-tempo rocker, kind of funky. Got that alt feel to it, which kingsx always had in their music. I like that. All God's Children's another good rockin' one. Catchy. Take the Time, another aggressive up-tempo, nice groove to that song. good riffs from Ty. You know, Ty is a great guitar player, so he's like one of those guys. He's like a total guitar hero dude, but he doesn't overplay anything. So good riffing on this album, good use of textures and chords and things, and when he solos, he lets it rip, but he never goes on too long. Then you got Festival. Festival's not too bad, not great. Swipe Up is, again, kind of dark and moody. You kind of read the lyrics, and maybe you'll understand why. A lot of what they're writing about on this album, very pertinent to things that are going on in the world, right? Swipe Up is good, kind of heavy, sort of, but again, nothing on this album is, this album is really brooding and moody. So it makes some of these songs seem a little heavier than they actually are, because it's not like overly guitar heavy. You know, Ty will come in with these, you know, cool riffs every so often, but it's not like one song is all heavy with riffage all the way through. You know, Doug's bass is always melodic, but yet has a beefy tone to it. You know, Jerry's drums are excellent. Holidays is a cool song. Nice hook on that one. I like that. Watcher could be my top 3 favorite songs on here. Again, it's kind of dark and brooding. Nice riff to it. Cool guitar textures. Makes it sound heavier than it actually is, but I think it's definitely one of the more rocking songs on here. Then the last 2 songs, She Called Me Home and Everywhere, they're okay. They haven't really grabbed me yet. And that's kind of the way I feel about this whole album. And I think this is, you know, for many, many years, this was the problem I had with kingsx, is I rarely found any of their albums or material very immediate. And I think that's why I kind of gave up on trying to get this band for so many years, because I had a hard, none of their albums just, you know, you got to give them lots of spins. You got to really listen to them over time. And I did that with a bunch of the early albums and just kind of said, I'm just not seeing what everybody else is seeing. But then it happened, right? It happened. So I expected, seeing as I've been so into them for the last year or so, that this album would instantly grab me. It hasn't yet. But there are songs on here that have grabbed me. So for right now, I'm kind of like, half the album I'm really digging a lot. The other half I'm kind of like, man, it's just so freaking moody. And I'm just like, you know, it's like, so one of those albums that I think it's not a overly fun album to listen to. You can tell it's got all the kingsx trademarks. You know, really well recorded and produced, and I love the fact that they layer all the vocals. I love the fact that all 3 guys sing here. There's a lot to like here. It just hasn't all clicked with me yet. I'm thinking for right off the bat, Let It Rain is great. Watcher is great. Take the Time, I really like a lot. I like Swipe Up too, because I like darker stuff, right? Flood Part 1 is excellent. Give It Up is good. I like All God's Children. The rest of it, I'm still trying to figure out. And I find I keep going back to the same tracks because those have really kind of clicked with me. Then the others I listen to, and then I'm kind of like, oh, man, how long is this song? But I think over time, again, I've had this for a couple of weeks, so I actually got a hold of this probably before most people, and I'm really wanted to give this some extra time because I based on my first listen through, I was like, yeah, this is kind of like a little bit of a deeper album for them. And, you know, I do like it. I'm having a hard time with a couple of the tracks that haven't kind of penetrated the old noggin yet. So, you know, for me, right now, it's based on the fact that half of it I really like a lot. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 star for right now. I have a feeling that that could go up in time because I think some of these other songs that just kind of aren't working for me may in time. It's just that there's some of these songs hit you right away, and some of them are just like, man, they're just kind of somber and brooding, and I know they do that well. But kingsx always is great about all these catchy vocal harmonies and all these kind of Beatle-isms that they always have done. Not a ton of that on this album. Not as much maybe as I'd like. And it's not a very uplifting, happy album. It's definitely a little bit more somber. And that's okay, like I said, because I don't mind stuff like that at all. I listen to a lot of music like that. But when you're used to like certain things from specific bands, and then you get something a little different, it takes a little while for that to kind of click with you. Sometimes it doesn't, right? So we'll see. So like I said, if you're interested in checking out this album, you want some track recommendations to go out and listen to firsthand before you consider buying it, definitely Let It Rain, Give It Up, Swipe Up, Watcher, and probably Flood Part 1, and All God's Children. Those right now, and Take the Time too. That's a really good one as well. Those are the ones that are really kind of resonating with me right now, but Holidays is pretty cool too. That one's working on me. Some of the other ones, Nothing But the Truth, I'm not really digging a hell of a lot. Festival, that's okay. And She Called Me Home and Everywhere, still working on those, right? So that's about, you know, like 40% of the album right now. So, but yeah, otherwise, it's kingsx, guys. It's kingsx, so check it out. Man, it's weird kind of glare going on in here, you know, that late afternoon sun thing. So anyway, that's it. New kingsx. 3 sides of one, Inside Out Records. Check it out. Comes out in just 2 days on the 2nd of September. So if you're a fan, you're going to want it, right? So this is on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please click that like button if you haven't already. And we've also got links below to our Ko-Fi page and our merch page for channel donations and all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. Please also make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of these videos as they post. So thanks for watching. We got more stuff coming up today. We got the latest, a new cool live archival release from Steve Hillage. Great Prague space rock guitar player, right, from 1979. We've got new King Buffalo. We've got, hopefully I can get to some more today. That might be all you get. I'm not really sure. My Sleeping Karma, I got that new one too that I'd like to get to. We also have new Atomic Symphony, new Vanden Plas Live, new Lonely Robot, new The Tangent. I got a lot of stuff, so it won't all be happening today, but you'll be seeing things over the next week or two coming up on Wednesdays. So thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. Brand new kingsx, check it out, and we'll see you who here. We'll see you here soon. We'll see you who with here soon stuff. We'll see you here with more stuff. So take care. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.